Hi, I'm Trey Crumpton here at Baylor University's Mayborn Museum out in the Governor Bill and Vara Daniel Historic Village, and we're in the church. And this is a very simple country church that would have existed in a town like this. This building does have some history behind it. It was originally constructed as an African American church about 1900, and it's changed many times over the years. But you can look around and see how simple it is. You would have had simple pews, no cushions, not a whole lot of decoration because that really wasn't the point in a worship space like this. It also, a meeting house like this doubled for community meetings, and really on the weekends served kind of for all-day church, because people would come into town and it would take them a while to get into town, so they would stay at church all day. They may do their business, stay overnight on Saturday night, have community events, and then have picnics on Sunday, and then come back in the evenings for church. You might have circuit preachers, and circuit preachers were valuable back in the 1890s because not every community had a full-time preacher. And so you might have a preacher that each Sunday moved around to a different community and did their sermons. Over here you can see a piano. This piano was built in 1901 in Chicago. So it's got some history behind it too. This is one of the actual cataloged artifacts that you can touch when you come to the village. So in a town like this, you didn't have really church staff or professional ministers, but the town would either vote on who were church elders, or different families may take turns on saying prayers or singing songs each Sunday. But that's how a community like this worked. You didn't have those full-time professional people, but the community came together and got things done. All right, let's head outside and we will talk about what it was like to prepare for Sunday services. So right here we've got our water pump, and there were several ways to get water back in the 1890s. You could go to a creek or a spring that was near your house, or if you didn't have that, you may dig a well, and there are different kinds of wells. There are bucket wells that are larger, where you can get a bucket all the way down, but then there were pipe drilled wells like this, and then you would install a pump where you could pump the water just like this. Now you can imagine that it would take a while to fill up, say, a bathtub for a bath. So how often do you think you took baths if this is what was required to get your bath water? You also, depending on the season, so in the winter, you may not want to take the water straight from the well and take a bath. How would that feel? So maybe in the summer it would work, but in the winter you would have to heat that water too, and it takes a long time to heat up a lot of water. So really, maybe once a week, maybe less often than that, the family took a bath. Now, who do you think would go take a bath first? You're all using the same water. You don't drain the tub and then somebody else gets in, and then drain the tub again, and then somebody else gets in. You all use the same water. So probably the parents first, because they make the decisions, and then the kids. And who do you think goes last? If you have a dog, the dog might go last, or the dog might just jump in the creek. But the baby would usually go last, because what do babies do in the bath water sometimes? Exactly. So the baby went last, everybody was clean, And then that's when they would go to all-day church the next day, or go to town in their best clothes. Everybody would get all clean from the week, from working out in the fields, and then come in on the weekends and be nice and clean.